Now, for those of you with, I believe, manager and admin privilege levels, you don't just see this information, but you can also adjust the settings that affect it. So if we click settings here, then we can see a whole list of all of the devices that are linked in the Mocreo app, right? And then we can choose which of these devices are linked to the devices that are in the top app. So here we see ones that we've linked. To link one, you just click this button and click link node, right? One that has already been linked, we see here, and here you choose which device that we've registered in the top system, which of the devices we want to connect to the node that is described here, right? So that's how that works. There's this notification threshold, and this is important because essentially what it does is it says we're not going to send a notification until, in this case, at least three data points are out of range, right? Because if we sent for every one, we get a bunch of notifications that aren't really that important. If it's out of range for 3, which is 30 minutes, because it polls every 10 minutes, if it's out of range for 3, then you get a notification. Continuous notifications means it'll keep sending you a notification every 10 minutes until the device is back in range. Typically, we probably don't want that to happen. And so in this case, when continuous is off, it'll only send a notification when 3 have been out of range and the one before that was in range. If it then keeps being out of range, it won't send another notification until it first goes back in range and then out. And this is basically to assure that you only get one warning notification for every episode during which it goes out of range. So those are the main settings here: which device, the notification threshold, and whether or not we want the notifications to be continuous. Here we also are accounting for the calibration adjustments that are in the Mocreo app. So in Mocreo, you can set whether or not you want to calibrate it, in this case by -5 degrees. And then if you change that, you can click this refresh button and it'll go back into the app and adjust that calibration. But that's just kind of it pulls in from the Mocreo app. And then here is the ability to update the credentials. If you change the password in Mocreo, we want to make sure that this still can synchronize with it. And so that you can manage here. But generally, that probably won't be that important. And so that is basically the extent of settings that you have for the Mocreo integration.